Hello there, this is DBT, and these are the rooms. And alright, let's play some Asphalt 8. And I wish it would show already what I'm gonna be driving. Well, I guess the thumbnail shows it, huh? We're gonna be driving with the newly rebalanced Apollo IE. Now, if you're familiar with my channel, if you've seen some of the videos that I made about Asphalt 8 or even Asphalt 9, you may or may not know, you probably know, that the Apollo IE is one of my favorite non-Lambo cars. So, in case you're not familiar with my history with this car in this game, I bought it some time ago, fully knowing that the car was not a good performing. Very aware that, you know, it used to be a king at some point, but you know, they started adding cars in the 1860 rank, and that kind of made this car obsolete. And then on top of that, the acceleration of newer cars started becoming really crazy fast. So the acceleration of this thing was just not good. So the car overall became sort of obsolete. Just it could not perform against the competition at higher ranks. But I still got it just because, you know, it's a beautiful car, and that's kind of how I work. Oh, look at that, a Vulcan recently also buffed. All right, cool. Dracuma, Centenarium boosted, cool. All right, let's go to the next race. So I knew that the car was not gonna perform great. I didn't care. I just love this car. It's beautiful. I love it. So I got it, and eventually I even pro'd it. And again, I used it from time to time in Master Season and all of that. Just enjoyed it for what it was, even though it was a bad performer. However, when the news dropped about this new update that happened in the game just earlier today, the fact that this car was going to be rebalanced was absolutely insane. I mean, there were rumors already that it was going to get rebalanced, and honestly I was quite alright with the idea that the car was going to be quote-unquote nerfed into the 1770 bracket, which is for Class A rather than Class S, where the car was before. But even then, it didn't bother me. I've never been bothered by cars that get moved to a different bracket with different performance and all of that, so long as they become competitive, because that's what this car wasn't. It was not competitive. It was a very pleasant surprise to see that rather than getting downgraded, it got upgraded a little bit so that it would match or fit a little bit better at the top bracket in the entire game. So that makes me really happy, because like I said, this is a beautiful car. I don't necessarily like the colors available for the car in the game, but overall it's a beautiful car. It sounds absolutely amazing, so what else could I ask? I'm not gonna give you a performance review of this car, because I am not a performance reviewer. There's already a lot of, well, I don't know a lot, but I know that some of the creators do post information about, oh, this is the 0 to top speed time, this is the time to wall, you know, all of that stuff. So I don't, oh, that's another Apollo IE in front of me. I lost my first place, but hey, I don't mind losing to another Apollo. Oh, Jesus! Man, this car's still sensitive, and that's kind of cool, but hey. What was I saying? God damn it, I forgot. Oh yeah, that I'm not gonna give you a proper performance review. We're just doing some races so that you have an idea. This commentary is live as these races are happening, so if I get distracted, you know why that is. Alright, so 2 Apollo IEs, nice. Dracuma, Batista, another IE, Vulcan, Batista, Fenner, another Vulcan, cool. You're seeing now the Vulcan resurface. So yeah, a lot of people are gonna be posting, or maybe already they already posted the objective measurements of the cars and all of that. I don't do that. I go by feel, and as such, I'm not gonna be able to give you any numbers or anything. I can just tell you how I feel this car is behaving. And let me tell you, before, bad acceleration, normal top speed for the rank that it was at, and okay nitro duration. Really sensitive handling, really sensitive, and that was good, except that I'm not great at that. I'm not super used to cars with sensitive handling, and also great drift radius. Back then, the problem with the car is that it was very skiddy. So at any random time, the car might just suddenly skid and you end up in the wall, and that's what made it not enjoyable for me. I would still drive it from time to time, relatively often even in Master Season, but fully knowing that the car would skid at any given moment, and that was just an accepted risk. But for the same reason, that's why I never used a car in, oh Jesus Christ, I never used a car in something like Gauntlet or Classic Season, really. But now that the car got rebalanced, it would seem to me that they kept a lot of how the car was. Some people are saying that the nitro is bad. I really don't know, because again, I don't have the numbers to compare it against how it used to be or whatever. but it just seems manageable. Definitely doesn't have fantastic nitro, but it seems manageable. The handling, like I said, it's still pretty damn good. The drifting is as sharp as always, and I shouldn't have taken this jump because this is an Asphalt 9. But the important, oh Jesus Christ, the important part for me is the fact that it doesn't seem, doesn't seem to skid. So far, I have not noticed once the car skidding, and that is absolutely fantastic for me, because really, an unreliable car is a car that I don't like using at all. And this now seems reliable. Like I said, maybe not necessarily king of the class or anything by any stretch of the imagination, but it's reliable, and I like that. All right, another, again, the IE doing great over there. So yeah, I messed up a little bit, but hey, not bad results. Look at that. I can put up a good fight. Like I said, the acceleration doesn't seem terrible. It actually seems pretty all right. Again, no idea how it compares against other cars, but hey, just giving you the general idea. So yeah, this whole thing ties to obviously the update. I don't want to give you like a full tour of the update and review the patch notes and all of that, because a lot of people already have done that. I just prefer to give you straight up what's happening, what I've experienced, and things that I have found in this new patch. Obviously, we already know that there's gonna be a few new cars like the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution X Anniversary Edition, something like that, which is the anniversary car for the 9th anniversary of Asphalt. And there's also information about the new Veltoise BT01, I think that's the model number, and the Faraday FF something something. So those cars are interesting, except that they're electric. And you know that I don't like electric cars because they don't vroom. We know that the Veltoise, it's gonna be either class D, C, or B because of the wildcard where the conversion is. Because once the patch dropped, also the conversion for the kits are available, for the wildcards to turn them into kits. And it already shows that the bronze wildcards can be converted into Veltoise kits, while gold wildcards can be converted for the Faraday. So that gives us an idea that the Faraday obviously is class S, and the Veltoise, like I said, is either class D, C, or B. Oh, god damn it. Oh, I left it off, and god damn it. I hate when that happens. God damn you slick cars that I can just somehow use as a rump. No! Intended. Did you see that speed trick? Ah, it was beautiful. So yeah, we have a little bit of an idea, but like I said, they're electric cars, so that doesn't hype me at all. The anniversary car, the Mitsubishi, doesn't hype me at all. Tell me the truth, guys. You that are watching, tell me in the comments right now. Are you hyped about the Mitsubishi being the anniversary car? Because in the last Q&A that GameLove did, they mentioned that the anniversary car was going to be based on the feedback that they got from the player base. And now that I see what the anniversary car is, I'm wondering, did really people say that they wanted a Mitsubishi as the anniversary car? From all the brands, they picked Mitsubishi. That seems a little suspect, you know? But hey. Alright, we got a third place. Batista and Centenario beat me. Beat the Vulcan and 2 Ultimas. Dope. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not, honestly, these new cars that have been, you know, they're not leaked. They already, you know, mentioned them in the patch notes and stuff, but these new cars that we know about don't interest me at all. Again, the Veltoise and the Faraday, they're both electric, so I don't care. The Mitsubishi, I just don't care right out of the gate. So I'm really not too hyped about the cars that are coming. But it's worth mentioning that the current season, well, you know, the Neon season, it's about to end. By the time I'm recording this, the season is going to end in like 6 hours. By the time you watch this video, it will already be over. And we know that the new season is going to start, I believe, on the 22nd, which is going to be on Monday. And that is going to be the, I guess, anniversary season or whatever the hell they're going to call it. I'm really curious to see what is going to be there. There has been already some rumors about what cars may or may not be included in there, you know, that they give some cars and all of that. So I don't know. I'm not going to go with the leaks at the moment. I'm just going to sit here and wait and hope that it's going to be something good. But honestly, the only reason for me to consider the season pass or whatever the hell they call it is if it has ultimate upgrades. If it has 2 ultimate upgrades, you bet I'm gonna be going for it. And I know what you're thinking, oh, pay to win and all of that. But I did say it on the previous season, the Neon season, when it dropped, that I understood the complaint of a lot of players going like, oh my god, this game is so pay to win, only the pay to win people got some stuff and all of us free players got absolutely nothing. And well, that was kind of false, because they free to play people did get a free Porsche, actually a pretty decent car, and on top of that 100 free slots, inventory slots. That's pretty dope. All right, we ended up in 7th place. Well, whatever. So that's something. That was not nothing, and the festivals were still happening. So if anything, there was only a few more rewards rather than decreasing the rewards from how the game used to be. But yeah, it's a fact that the game is so much better for a paying player. But hold on, I'm just checking what. Well, yeah, this race went kind of bad. So I think it's still worth mentioning that, yeah, sure, the pay to win element is there, but honestly, currently, at least on the Neon season, the Neon season pass or premium pass or whatever was an absolute killer of a deal compared to what Gameloft usually offers you for that price. So I don't know. Again, I'm not trying to convince anybody to spend money on the game. That's not my position at all. If you're a free-to-player, that's perfectly fine. But I do believe that there needs to be a little bit of an understanding that Gameloft, as giving as they could possibly be, they're still in it just to make money. So obviously they want to get people to spend money, and you don't get people to spend if you give people the same things to the free players than the paid players. So it's only logical that they're gonna do this. And honestly, screaming or yelling to the wall about, oh my god, this game is paid to win, it's honestly just a moot point, you know. It's like that. It will remain to be like that. It will never change. So that's not to say that you shouldn't complain when things really go off the rails. Wow, this lobby is definitely taking a while, but I'm taking my time just so that I can tell you a little bit my thoughts over here. That's not to say that you should never complain or anything, but you know, I do believe that there needs to be a bit of a refocus on the fact that at least free players are still getting stuff. It's not like Gameloft cut free players altogether, like they did with the Lotus Emergency Room 9 card. That festival, that the card was only available for premium, nothing for free players. That is pay to win totally, absolutely, completely. And now we have returned to the old style of festivals where at least you get the free car at tier 15. So there you go, we still have some stuff. Well, free players still have some stuff. Yeah, the game is... Oh, come on, really? Jesus Christ. The game is definitely harder for free-to-play players, but like I said, that's just a given. So anyway, leaving that whole topic aside, yeah, so I'm really curious if the new pass is gonna have ultimate upgrades, because that is gonna be the determining factors on if I go for it or not. Because I still have my 3 ultimate upgrades. I have not spent a single one, because I like having them as backup in case, you know, for a rainy day. But if there's more added in the game, I already know where I'm gonna be spending a few of them, because I've been eyeing certain cars to upgrade like that for a while. But hey, that is for a different video. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on that particular situation. Like I said, it's a killer deal. At least the previous season was a killer deal, so hey. But anyway, so overall, my thoughts on the rebalance on this car, I love it. Again, I wouldn't have been annoyed or angry if they had put it on 1770. They kept it over here. It's fine either way. I'm still gonna have some fun with it. So there you go. Now, a couple of things that I did want to mention that I noticed on the drop of the patch is the very first thing. Hold on, let me get out to the main menu. Did I already finish my 10 races today? I have no idea. Please tell me I did. Come on, 10 races. Oh my god, 9 races. All right, we have to do one last race. Just one. Just bear with me for this last one. So as I was saying, one of the things that I noticed, I don't know if this is exclusively for me, but it definitely is very noticeable in my case, is that the ads seem a bit more stable now. At least over here in BlueStacks, the watching ads would crash the entire thing. Well, it would crash the game from time to time. It was actually more than from time to time. It was, I don't know, 60% of the time. No, let's just leave it at 50% of the time. Ads would crash the game. So it was very difficult to watch ads to get your rewards and all of that. Now it still crashes for me but now it went from, I don't know, from 50% as it was before to maybe 50% chance of crashing. So obviously it still crashes, but it seems much better. So that's the very first thing I noticed. Well, I mean, it's good. I would still prefer no crashes, but I also kind of blame it on the emulator itself rather than the game. Even though there's some very specific ads that crash the game, this seems very specific to the emulator, because when I happen to synchronize the game into my phone so that I can play when I'm actually on the go or whatever, I've noticed that I don't get crashes there. So there's definitely an issue with the emulator itself. That kind of sucks, but hey. All right, that's 300 plus, Centenario, excuse me, NCM beat me. I did beat the other Apollo IE, a Batista, and a Devo that actually disconnected. All right, that was my 10th race. Cool. So yeah, I mean, in the end, it's a little bit better. So that's already a little bit better for me too. Wait a second. I was 4th place, not 3rd? Because that wasn't me right there. Oh, damn it. I was 4th, wasn't I? Ah, Jesus. All right, that's fine. Another thing that I noticed is if you go to inventory, we have the additional storage slots available right now. Well, you see that it says come back later because I already watched my ads to get my spaces. But so far they allow you to do 15 storage slots at once rather than 5. In the Neon season, it was 5 slots a day for a maximum of 100. Right now, it's been technically 2 days, you know, because of when the in-game day cuts off, which is a GMT 0, which already passed by the time I'm recording this. So basically I had the previous day and today. So I have gotten 15 times 2 slots, obviously 30 slots. So I still want to see how many you can get. I would imagine they still probably have a top limit of 100. I hope they increased it though. But yeah, so that's another thing. As always, I keep saying, I think even though it's annoying to be just gaining 1 single storage slot per ad and all of that, over time it adds up. Because look at this, if I wanted 100 storage, I would need to spend 1600 tokens, and you know how difficult tokens are to get. Or you can actually pay just, what is it, like $5 or so? Something like that to get some more slots, I think. Yeah, there it is. So this is $5 for 100. So yeah. Watching 15 ads for the value that GameLove would sell you for $5 or 1600 tokens, I think it's totally worth it. What else have I noticed? I just wanted to really quick show the what I was saying about the conversion of the kits. That here we go. Here's the Beltoise. So again, being this type of wildcard, it means it's class D, C, or B. We don't know yet. We already have we can convert for the Lotus Emergency Room 9. And here's also the kit for the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution X Anniversary Edition. Again, I'm so uninterested in this car, but hey, there it is. So again, we know that it's either either D, C, or B. Who knows? On the silver wildcards, there's nothing new. Well, there's the tomato, but you know, anyway, that's not news. And nothing else, no new car around here. So apparently for the time being, there's not going to be another car added into Class A. And then over here in the gold wildcards, we have the Faraday Future, which, you know, it's fine, I guess. We know it's going to be Class S. I don't know which rank. I mean, electric. So I would imagine probably, they're probably going to put it at 60 or 61. That's my guess. But who knows? And that's it. Other than that, the Tushek, the Ultima, but all of that is all new. So there you go. So about the entire thing of all the rebalances in the game with the cars, I'm somewhat pleased to say that I've noticed a more positive response by the community to GameLoft announcing all of the rebalances in the game, be it buffs, be it nerf, whatever it is. I think I have noticed in general that yeah, the community as a whole seem a bit more receptive to the fact that GameLoft is doing this not as a way to, oh, I just want to fuck over all the players and make all your cars useless. Ah, ha, ha, we're evil like that. No, it's more a case of, you know, there's a ton of cars that nowadays perform terrible because of the matchmaking system and the brackets and all of that. And they're bringing some of the cars that used to be kings of game, for example, this car or the Vulcan, and they're rebalancing them. And like I said, I wouldn't mind if this car had been nerfed, quote unquote, nerfed into 1770. So long as it's actually, you know, competitive, that's fine by me. So, like I was saying, I do believe that the community as a whole has been more receptive towards it, and Gameloft seems to have taken note of the fact that the community is happy to, there's obviously a bunch of times and a bunch of people who are never going to be happy about their rebalances and all because, oh my god, I paid for this car back then and all of that stuff. But I would say the vast majority seem to be alright with the idea of the rebalances, because I think the more Gameloft is doing it, the more players have a chance to realize that this is a good thing for the game and for cars that you already had, or maybe that you're gonna get, just because now it will actually be able to perform. Kind of in the same way that, for example, you know that I'm a big Lambo fan, right? So let's go to Lamborghini, and if we have a look over here, we have the Murcielago, beautiful car, one fan favorite amongst the Lambos, right? Well, the problem with this car is that it's in a very awkward spot. It's 9 points or so? No, 8 points? Is that 8? 9 points. 9 points above the threshold for the Class B bracket. So this makes it fall into the next bracket, which is Class A at 1770. So this car just cannot perform. It's an old car, old acceleration, and on top of that, it's at the bottom of the bracket. So this cannot perform. This is a car, for example, that could use a rebalance. And I don't care if they move it from B to C. I don't think they would do that. But let's say they move it to Class C. Would I be upset about it? Not at all. So long as it's competitive, I'm happy with that. Because as it is, this thing is completely useless. And that is obviously just one car that I have. But there's a ton of cars that are awkwardly falling in weird places or at the bottom of brackets. If you want one of the best example of a car that tragically fell outside of the bracket, would be this one, the GTR Nismo. This thing is 1 point above the ceiling of the previous bracket, which would be 1682. So this, much like the Murcielago, gets matched against Class A of 1770. So yeah, overall, if you want to look at it in the way that, oh, Gameloft is just nerfing cars, yeah, it sounds bad. But when you consider that this card that would be useless otherwise in multiplayer, they rebalance it and they put it somewhere else where it actually can compete, that's a pretty good thing. And like I said, I think Gameloft has realized that, because they are very open about it nowadays. You saw how this patch dropped a ton of rebalances, and I'm really happy about it. Now, I wish I could show you more tests of other cars and all of that, but I don't have all of the cars, and the ones that I do, for example, it should be around here somewhere. The FXX Evoluzione, where is it? There it is. It got buffed into 1771, where it was before in low 1700, I think, somewhere around that. So it couldn't compete, and it was an old car. Now they have rebalanced that into the top of this bracket, but same thing. Had they put it on Class B, I would still be happy, because then it will be competitive. So yeah, I don't have the car very upgraded, and one of the cars didn't move around here. There was another one, wasn't it? Or did I dream it? I swear there was another one. Well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, who knows? But yeah, overall, I'm glad that there's more rebalances happening, and that Gameloft seems to be much more confident now with rebalancing the cars. For example, the Terzo Millennio, I have it tuned for multiplayer on the Class A bracket, but if I take it to Pro, which is the way that a lot of people have it, this cannot compete by any chance against the cars in its bracket, which would be the kings of the game. So this car, for example, could do with a rebalance too. Whether they put it into 1770 or they put it into 1860, I don't care. So long as it's competitive, I'm fine with that. So, I mean, all of this I have spoken about before, so I think I have gone over it for long enough. Now, I did get some couple million fusion coins for the rewards or the compensation for the rebalances. And now I'm at 13 million somehow. That's pretty dope. That actually has made me think if I want to buy perhaps the Arash as Fuck 10. Not because it's a good car, I know that a lot of people consider it really bad, but I think this would be one of the few chances where I can buy a 7 million fusion coin car, and I would still have a bunch of fusion coins left over, but I'll think about it. I'm in a hurry to get that thing. So yeah, that's just the general idea behind this update. Like I said, there's a bunch of things that I could go into, but I believe that the creators, for the most part, are doing a good job of just putting out all the information, so that if you want a very in-depth look at the list of changes and all of that, well, you can look at this. This video that I'm making is just to give you my impressions on this thing, and, you know, I'll keep you updated on what I think about it. The new logo, by the way, of Asphalt 8, I don't hate it. I've seen a lot of people saying that it looks very Asphalt 9. Yeah, a little bit. I can see why they would say that, but honestly, I don't mind. It's a bit refreshing. so I'm okay with it. I think the game definitely over time needed some bit of facelift, so there we go. And what else is there? This festival, it's yet to end. Oh, let me claim my coins. The one for the tomato, I already unlocked it. And I'm not honestly too invested in finishing this task because I already reached tier 16, where I got 1 gold blue wild card. And at tier 17, I won't actually make it there even if I get all of the missions and all of that. So that's fine. It's okay. I don't care anymore. And yeah, I don't think I will be upgrading the tomato at all. It's a nice car, but hey, I'm not willing to spend 7 million on upgrading that thing. So let's forget about it. Now, by the time this thing ends, it will actually match up really well when they said that the new season would start. So even though, like I said, this season is going to end in about 7 hours or so, after this ends, there's going to be a little bit of a lull, a dead time for seasons in between this current season ending and the next one to start, which again is going to be on the 22nd apparently. So that's kind of dope. All right. So that's just my general thoughts on it. Let me know what you think. How was the process for your update on the game? Did you get issues? Issues with your account, issues with the graphics, issues with, I don't know, whatever? Let me know in the comments. I'm really curious because like I said, for me, it was a rather smooth transition. A tiny bit of performance problems at first, but overall, it does seem to be pretty alright. So again, that's gonna be it for the video. As usual, why don't you check the House of Rooms, which is my Discord server, link is in the description, where we talk a lot about this game, about Asphalt 9, other racing games, car spotting, and whatnot. So why don't you check it out? For now, that's it for this video. Hit the like button if you like it, and I guess I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody, and stay safe. Bye-bye.